Chapter 9. Addie. Sunday, September 30th, 5:30 p.m. Ashton unlocks the door to her condo in downtown San Diego. It's one bedroom because she and Charlie can't afford anything bigger, especially with a year's worth of law school debt, and it'll be hard to repay now that Ashton's graphic design business hasn't taken off, and Charlie's decided to make a nature documentary instead of being a lawyer. That's not what we're here to talk about. Ashton brews coffee in her kitchen, which is tiny but cute. White cabinets, glossy black granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and retro light fixtures. Where's Charlie? I ask as she doctors mine with cream and sugar, pale and sweet, the way I like it. Rock climbing, Ashton says, pressing her lips to a thin line as she hands me a mug. Charlie has a lot of hobbies Ashton doesn't share, and they're all expensive. I'll call him about finding you a lawyer. Maybe one of his old professors knows someone. Ashton insisted on taking me to get something to eat after we left the police station. I told her everything at the restaurant, well, almost everything. The truth about Simon's rumor, anyways. She tried calling Mom on the way here, but got voicemail and left a cryptic, "Call me as soon as you get this" message, which Mom has ignored or not seen. Maybe I should give her the benefit of the doubt. We take our coffee to Ashton's balcony and settle ourselves into a bright red chairs on the other side of the tiny table. I close my eyes and swallow a mouthful of hot, sweet liquid, telling myself to relax. It doesn't work, but I keep sipping slowly until I'm done. Ashton pulls out her phone and leaves a terse message for Charlie, then tries our mother again. Still voicemail. She sighs, draining a glass of her coffee. "Nobody's home except us," I say, and for some reason that makes me laugh, a little hysterically. I might be losing it. Ashton rests her elbows on the table and clasps her hands together tight under their chin. "Addie, you've got to tell Jake what happened." "Simon's update isn't live," I say weakly, but Ashton shakes her head. "He'll get out. Maybe gossip, maybe the police talking to him to pressure it on you, but it's something and you need to deal with it in your relationship no matter what." She hesitates, tucking her hair behind her ears. "Addie, is there some part of you that's been wanting Jake to find out?" Resentment surges through me. Ashton can't stop her anti-Jake crusade even in the middle of a crisis. Why would I ever want that? He calls the shots on everything, doesn't he? Maybe you got tired of that. I would. Right, 'cause you're the relationship expert, I snap. I haven't seen you and Charlie together in over a month. Ashton purses her lips. This isn't about me. You need to tell Jake, and soon. You don't want him to hear about this from someone else. All the fight goes out of me because I know she's right. Wanting will and only want waiting will only make things worse. And since Mom's not calling us back, I might as well rip off the band-aid. Will you take me to his house? I have a bunch of extra texts from Jake's anyway, asking how things went at the station. I'd probably be focusing on the whole criminal aspect of this, but as usual, my mind is consumed with Jake. As I take out my phone, opening my messages and texting. "Can I talk to you in person?" Jake responds right away. Only girl blares, which seems inappropriate for the conversation that's about to follow. Of course. Aaron sort of mugs while Ashton collects her keys and purse. We step into the hallway and Ashton shuts the door behind us, tugging the knob to make sure it's locked. I follow her to the elevator, my nerves buzzing. I shouldn't have had that coffee, even if it was mostly milk. We're more than halfway to baby when Charlie calls. I try to tune out Ashton's tense, clipped conversation, but it's impossible in such close quarters. "I'm not asking for me," she says at one point. "Can you be the bigger person for once?" I scrunch my seat and take out my phone, scrolling through messages. Keely sent half a dozen texts about Halloween costumes, and Olivia's agonizing about whether she should get back together with Louis again. Ashton finally hangs up and says with forced brightness, "Charlie's going to make a few calls about a lawyer." "Great, tell him thanks." I feel like I should say more, but I'm not sure what. We laughed in the silence. I'd rather spend hours in my sister's quiet car than 5 minutes in Jake's house with looms in front of us all too quickly. I'm not sure how long this will take. I tell Ashton as she pulls into the driveway, and I might need a ride home. Nausea rolls through my stomach. If I hadn't done what I did with TJ, Jake would insist on being part of whatever comes next. The whole situation would be terrifying, but I wouldn't have to face it on my own. "I'll be at the Starbucks on Clarendon Street," Ashton says. I climb out of the car. "Text me when you're done." I feel sorry then for snapping at her and gloating about Charlie. If she didn't pick me up from the police station, I don't know what I would have done. But she backed out of the driveway before I can say anything, and I start my slow march to Jake's front door. I smile answers when I ring the bell, smiling so normally that I almost think everything's gonna be okay. I've always liked Miss Riordan. She used to be a hotshot advertising executive right before Jake started high school. She decided to downshift and focus on her family. I think my mother secretly wishes she would miss Riordan. With a glamorous career, she doesn't have to do anything anymore. With a handsome, successful husband. Mr. Riordan can be intimidating, though. He's a my way or nothing sort of man. Whatever, I mentioned that. Ashton starts muttering about apples not falling far from trees. Hi, Addie. I'm on my way out. Jake's waiting for you downstairs. Thanks, I say, stepping past her into the foyer. I can hear her lock the door behind her and her car door slam as I take the stairs down to Jake. The Jordans have a finished basement that's practically Jake's domain. It's huge, and they have a pool table and giant TV and lots of overstuffed chairs and couches down there. So our friends can hang out here more than anywhere else. As usual, Jake is sprawled on the biggest couch with an Xbox controller in hand. Hey, baby. He pauses the game and sits up when he sees me. How'd everything go? Not good, I say and start shaking all over. Jake's face is full of concern. I don't deserve. He gets to his feet, trying to pull me down next to him, but I resist. Once I take a seat in the armchair beside the couch. I think I should sit over here while I tell you this. A frown creases Jake's forehead. He sits back down on the edge of the couch, this time his elbows resting on his knees as he gazes at me intently. You're scaring me, Ads. It's been a scary day, I say, twisting the strand of my hair around my finger. My throat feels as dry as dust. The detective wanted to talk to me because she thinks all of us who were in detention with Simon that day killed him. They think we deliberately put peanut oil in his water so he'd die. It occurs to me that the words slip out. Maybe I wasn't supposed to talk about this part, but I'm used to telling Jake everything. Jake stares at me and blinks and barks out a short laugh. Jesus, that's not funny, Addie. He almost never calls me by my actual name. I'm not joking. She thinks we did it because he was about to publish an update about that featuring the four of us, reporting awful things that we'd never want to get out. I'm tempted to tell him the other gossip first. See, I'm not the only horrible person, but I don't. There's something about me on there that's something true that I have to tell you. I should have told you when it happened, but I was too scared. I stare at the floor, my eyes focusing on a loose thread of the push blue carpet. If I pulled it, I bet the whole section would unravel. Go on, Jake says. I can't read his tone at all. God, how can my heart be hammering this hard and I still be alive? I should have burst out of my chest by now. At the end of school last year, when you were in Cosmo with your parents, I ran into TJ at the beach. We got a bottle of rum and ended up getting really drunk. And I went to TJ's house and, I hooked up with him. Tears slide down my cheek and hooked up to my tears slide down my cheeks and drip onto my collarbone. Hooked up how? Jake asks flatly. I hesitate, wondering if there's any possible way it can make this sound less awful than it is, but Jake repeats himself. Hooked up how? So forcefully that the words spring out of me. We slept together. I'm crying so hard I can barely get more words out. I'm sorry, Jake. I made a stupid, horrible mistake, and I'm so sorry. Jake doesn't say anything for a minute. And when he speaks, his voice is icy cold. You're sorry, huh? It's great. It's all right, then, as long as you're sorry. I really am. I start. Before I can continue, he springs up and rams his fist into the wall behind him. I can't help the startled cry that escapes me as the plaster cracks, raining white dust across the blue rag. Jake shakes his fist and hits the wall harder. Fuck, Addie, you screwed my best friend months ago and you've been lying to me ever since? And you're sorry? What the hell is wrong with you? I treat you like a queen. I know. I sob, staring at the bloody smears on his knuckle on the left wall. You let me hang out with a guy who's been laughing his ass off behind my back while you jump out of his bed and onto mine like nothing happened, pretending you give a shit about me? Jake almost never swears in my presence, or if he does, he apologizes afterwards. I do, Jake. I love you. I've always loved you since the first time I saw you. So why'd you do it? Why? I've asked myself that question for months, and I can't come up with anything except weak excuses. I was drunk. I was stupid. I was insecure. Yes, that last one's the closest to the truth. Years of being not enough finally catching up with me. I made a mistake. I'd do anything to fix it. If I could take it back, I would. But you can't you? Jake asked. He's silent for a minute, breathing hard. I don't dare say another word. Look at me. I keep my head and my hands as long as I can. Look at me, Addie. You fucking owe me that. So I do, but I wish I hadn't. His face, that beautiful face I've loved so before it ever looked as good as it does now, was twisted with rage. You ruined everything. You know that, right? I know. Comes out more of a moan, like I'm a trapped animal. If I could gnaw my own live off to escape the situation, I would. Get out. Get the hell out of my house. I can't stand the sight of you. I'm not sure how I managed to get up the stairs, never mind out the door, but once I'm in the driveway, I scramble through my bag trying to find my phone. There's no way I can stand in Jake's driveway stopping while I wait for Ashton. I need to walk to Clifton Street and find her. Then a car across the street beeps softly, and the haze of tears wash my sister lower her window. Her mouth drops as I approach. I thought it might go like this. Come on, get in. Mom's waiting for us.